May started with people who believed they could control the dark. Memory became a prison. Something ancient opened beneath us. And by the end, even death felt like it was watching from the rooftops. This is May on SethOnDuty. Age of Darkness carried survival Thursdays with pressure immediately. Before the walls mattered, we pushed out from the base and fought the nightmares on their ground. Then the morning came. The next attack was coming for us. So the strategy shifted from expansion to survival. More walls, more layers. Every bit of stone bought us some time for whatever was about to come through the dark. When the crystal broke, the map changed from preparation to crisis. Nightmares poured out of the ground, and the settlement became a single question: did we build enough? For once, the answer was yes. Nightmares slammed into the wall. Fortifications held. Not cleanly, not safely, but enough. STALKER 2 went deeper this month, not just into the zone, but into the systems trying to control it. S.T.A.L.K.E.R looked like order at first. Guards, labs, protocols, scientists, and promises that maybe all of this could be understood. But the more Skift followed the ward and S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the more every answer came with a cost. Ermin's betrayal, the Alpha artifact, Monolith, Strider's warnings, and the failed experiment all pushed the story into a place where loyalty stopped feeling clean. We chose the ward. We turned against people who had once helped us. And when S.T.A.L.K.E.R's experiment collapsed, the damage did not stay inside the lab. The sphere fell under assault. Silesia called for help. Stalkers were dying, turning, hiding, and trying to rebuild from the wreckage. By the end of the month, the zone's horror was no longer just anomalies and mutants. It was experiments, sea fields, controllers, Faust. People broken by systems that believed they could master the impossible. Nobody Wants to Die closed out this month in the bleakest way it could. James Kara reached the end of the case, but not the end of the system. The truth came out. The damage was done. And even after everything, he dies again, only to be sent back into the memory bank. It was an ending that felt less like escape and more like being filed away, preserved, stored, and returned to the same machine that had been using people the whole time. But there was one small break in the loop. In our ending, we helped Sarah Kai get her partner out of the memory bank. Not enough to fix the world, not enough to save everyone, but enough to matter. Nobody Wants to Die ended with a victory that still felt trapped inside a tragedy. Forever Skies gave the month a short experimental break. Still survival, still strange, but looser, more chaotic, and more cooperative. It was a useful reset before the channel stepped into the next major descent. Cronos, the New Dawn, became the next major sci-fi horror descent for the channel. At first, it was just survival in the dark, learning how to shoot, how to heal, how to build from chemicals, and how to move through spaces completely overtaken by growth, decay, whatever those strange shapes were surrounding us. Then the rules started tightening. Bodies had to be burned, resources had to be counted, enemies could merge if I let them. And the safest choice was not always to fight. Sometimes it was to run, survive, and come back smarter. The deeper we went, the more the mission stopped feeling like ours. We found our predecessor dead. We recovered the anchor and followed his trail toward Edward Wisniewski inside the apartment complex. The world kept shifting between ruined present and buried past, with time distortions turning the building itself into something unstable. By the time we reached Edward, Cronos had fully revealed what kind of story it wanted to be. This was not just about escaping monsters. It was about entering old lives, preserving people, carrying their essence forward, and feeding them into something called the Collective. When that first ascension failed, the whole thing felt less like rescue and more like another system trying to make use of the dead. Pathologic 3 also entered the schedule this month, shifting the channel into 2 pillars at once. Where Cronos moved through ruined science fiction, Pathologic brought plague, theater, diagnoses, and a town that seemed built to resist being understood. It was a difficult, strange addition to May, but it gave the month one more version of survival, trying to make sense of a world that keeps changing the rules. May did not end with answers. It ended with walls still standing, the zone still breaking, James Kara back in memory, the traveler walking deeper into ruin, and another town waiting under plague. Maybe that is the shape of the channel now. Not clean endings, but pressure, consequence, and the choice to keep moving anyway. This was May on SethOnDuty. June continues the descent.